back to Comedy or Worse. Hell yeah. I'm here with my very special guest,
Jackie.
Yay.
Yay. What's up, Aaron?
So do you use a stage name?
Just Jackie.
So I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So how did you get into comedy?
I actually got into comedy from stripping.
Oh, really?
When I started stripping, I can't flirt with people. I just look like this. And I would tell jokes to the customers, and I would just tell the same 3 jokes, and then at one point I had maybe 2 minutes under my belt. Wow. I wasn't even into comedy, actually, and so when people ask me about all these legends, I don't know who they are. So I haven't done my research.
Sure.
So stripping got me into comedy because I could make straight men laugh, and I was like, I can do that.
Oh yeah, that's super cool.
Thank you.
So once you started comedy, did you get addicted to it right away?
No, I don't enjoy public speaking.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes me, I still black out sometimes when I perform. I can't see. But it is really fun, and I think there is some sort of addiction to it.
Okay.
I do like making people laugh.
Yeah.
But I think I've been pretty slow just because I do get anxious.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely part of the process. Let's see. So what is your writing process for comedy?
I think of something funny, and then I get my phone out and I record what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't usually sit down a lot to write. It's what I feel in the moment, and then I write it down.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Definitely cool. So from those recordings, do you type it out or?
No, I'm a pen and paper person. I'm not tech savvy.
Okay, so you record it and then you write it.
I'll write it down later. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, partially tech savvy because you're recording it.
It's just pressing play. I wish I was tech savvy.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. So, who is the funniest person in your life right now?
Oh, God.
Doesn't have to be a comic. It could be anybody.
The funniest person in my life? I'm going to say the girls at the strip club. As a collective.
Wow.
They're all hilarious.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So, are you trying to convince any of them to be comics? Or?
Some of them already do comedy. I know there's one girl who works at Cheetahs who does comedy a lot that everyone knows.
Cool.
And one of my friends who I work with, her sister does comedy. So she never tried because she felt like it was her sister's thing. So I'm trying to get her to come to an open mic and just at least look.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at all these people. Wow, you could do better than that.
She's hilarious.
That's cool. So how did you get into stripping?
I got into stripping because I was a caregiver for old people with dementia. It's in my set. And I got into that because I was dating this guy who was into that, and then he cheated on me. And then I was like, fuck that guy. I want to be sexy. So I started taking pole dancing classes for fun.
Okay, cool.
And my job sucked. And so I was taking dance classes all the time to make myself feel better.
Sure.
And then one day, one of the instructors, she's a dancer, and I was just complaining about my job, and I was like, I hate this shit. And she was like, you should take off your clothes for money. And I was like, wow, what a great idea. So my dance instructor got me into stripping. That wasn't even my intention, actually, ever. I'm a goody two-shoes. I'm a rule follower. So if you were to have told me, even 5 years ago that I would be doing this, my jaw would be on the floor.
Right. But you're following the law, right?
I am. I promise. I'm not doing anything sketchy, but it's I think it just has such a crazy stigma to it sometimes,
Oh, yeah,
you know?
Sure.
people think it's like something that it's not usually, especially if you go to TJ, then you're
Not been there.
Hey, good job.
Yeah. Let's see. So I asked this of everybody. I don't always know the answer to it, but when did we meet?
We met when I first started doing comedy, probably like 2 or 3 months ago. And it was because I went to Mic Drop, and then there was a group that went to Quantum after, and there was a comedian who was like, oh, have you ever been here? And I was like, no, I've never been here. I don't even know how to sign up. And you were super nice, and you put me on.
All right.
That was the first time we met. But we didn't really talk that much.
Sure.
But I remember...
Was I hosting?
Yes. Yeah.
That makes it hard.
Sorry. Yeah. You were super busy. But I remembered really enjoying your set and being like, this guy's funny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's not the reason I asked that, but maybe it is. So have you traveled to do comedy yet?
No, me and a couple people went to LA one time. That's as far as I've gotten.
Well, I would count that.
Yeah, it was just an open mic in some like little pub, so it wasn't anything crazy. And then the host was like a little creepy, so I made fun of him, and then he cut my set short. And I was like, dang, I shouldn't have done that. What are you gonna do?
Stand up for yourself.
Stand up for yourself,
Or stage time. It's always the hard part.
God, I hate being a woman.
Be a woman, not be a woman.
For real, I might as well change now.
Well, I mean, you could go up. Oh, I guess speaking of which, have you ever done a character on stage?
No, but I have been thinking about bringing in a harmonica to my set.
Okay.
I don't know if
So
that
what about
counts as a
this?
character.
What if you dressed up like a male, or like, wait, is that a male or female? And just did your set and just as a thing, just to see what it's like. That would be interesting.
Honestly, I know what you're talking about. Like, give people like a neutral slate to look at me at instead of just like a girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not exactly the same thing.
What are you saying?
Worn a dress on stage.
Fuck yeah.
And
You think I should put a fake mustache on?
Whatever you think is gonna, you're the artist, right? So, what do you want to present? You want to go full?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Did you mention your dress at all, or was it just something that you didn't mention? Because that's funny.
I think it was Halloween, and then I did my pretzel song. I did my pretzel thing, but I did it as a song, as like a country song.
Fuck yeah.
I think this is one of the times. I think I've done it multiple times. The time it popped into my head is I did it that way, and then I said, I'm gonna sing the song about how I'm like and like I'm dressed like the woman that's in the song.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That was the backstory, real quick.
I love that. That's so creative.
Yeah, because American Comedy Company, like they do themes. Like the host loves Halloween and stuff. So if you dress whatever the closest Tuesday to Halloween is, if you dress in costume,
you get to go out.
You can guaranteed spot.
Oh wow, that's so funny.
It was a pretty quick costume.
Fuck yeah.
I'm designing my own merch, and I have like a dress, and I got 2 dresses.
Hell yeah. Should I model them?
Sure, absolutely. Anytime.
Okay. We'll get it going.
And then, let's see. Let's go back. Not enough about me. Do you wish you started comedy earlier?
Ooh. No, I think this was the perfect time to start comedy in my life. I actually, like maybe 2 years ago when I was in therapy, I was talking to my therapist about how I wanted to do comedy, but I had no jokes because they were all sad. And so now I feel like since I've like healed more, I can like present material better.
Oh, that's good.
You know, so I feel like now is like honestly the perfect time. Like since I have thicker skin.
Yeah, definitely. That's I definitely wanted to start earlier, but if it was too early, it would be like I remember younger, like even knowing people were joking, like I would just like
sometimes I
get
can't
too
tell
emotional about it, and it's like, and I like it would make me mad because I'm like I can't control this.
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy.
No, I totally get that. I still feel that way sometimes.
Oh, right. Sure, but I mean, that's a little bit different, or that could be a little different because, you know, different hormones.
True. I feel that way when there's a joke about something that I feel passionate about and I feel like it's like maybe like low-hanging fruit or like not creative and it's punching it, you know?
Yeah.
That's it. That's when I'm like, oh my God.
Right, yeah.
To each their own. Everyone can do what they want.
Yeah, comedy is subjective.
It is, yeah. And I know my humor is not for everyone, too.
Well, what are you going to do? Change?
Make the jokes.
Yeah, sweet. So what are your goals in comedy?
Honestly, I don't really have goals in comedy.
Nice.
I'm so sorry. No, I just, it's for fun. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have to have a goal.
Do you have goals?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck.
But what are you going to do? Part of the goal is like the podcast, and here we are. We're doing the podcast.
No, I mean, I do comedy for fun. For me, it's like more of a community thing. Like,
Yeah.
I like being around people sometimes, and I like to make jokes with people sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I do it.
Sweet. So, what is your favorite joke? Could be anybody's joke.
Oh my God. Recently I heard this joke. Not everyone will be a fan of this. I'm sure 50% of the population won't be. But it was like, the male loneliness epidemic is the first epidemic spread without any contact. I was like, fuck yeah.
That's a good one.
Currently, that one.
Sweet.
It's pretty short, but
Yeah. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite joke. You know, it's funny. That's good.
thanks. They come and go, the favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. So what was your first joke? Do you remember it?
My first joke was when I started stripping at the strip club, and I would tell the patrons that I used to be a caregiver and I would like wipe ass, right? Because I changed diapers. That's what I did. And I said I went from wiping ass to shaking ass. That was my first joke. And then my second joke to follow that up was still taking care of old guys. Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks. These are good questions.
Thanks. I thought of them myself.
Hell
Mostly.
yeah.
And sometimes a new question comes up and it's like, oh, that's interesting. So I add it to the list.
Fuck yeah.
So do you have like a favorite fan interaction? Like either
I don't have fans.
Okay, well, it's either you are a fan of somebody or the other way around.
I also like don't know comedians like that.
Right.
Yeah, so I haven't fangirled because I'm not really like that big of a fan of anyone because I'm just uneducated in comedy.
Go.
Yeah.
So you have something to look forward to. Nice. So what's your favorite place to do comedy right now?
Ooh, probably the Jazzy Wishbone in Oceanside. I have a sweet spot for it. The crowd is way too easy to please. They will laugh at anything. And then I also really like a lot of the people that go there too. And I like the host. He's nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a bunch of like younger people my age who go there. So like it's kind of nice to like hang out with people my age because I feel like I don't usually do that.
Yeah. So are there regular customers that keep coming?
To the shows or to my job?
To the shows.
Oh yeah. Jazzy has a lot of regulars, honestly. It's usually pretty packed like to the late night. I recommend. You should. Have you been?
Not in a long time. No.
I recommend. And they just finished this giant mural. It's really pretty.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah.
Unimportant. Sorry.
No, it's all good. Well, no, I mean, part of the reason to do the podcast is to encourage people to go and see live comedy.
Highly recommend the Jazzy Wishbone. They have...
Just Google. It's in Oceanside, California.
It's like a small hole-in-the-wall place. Like, you might walk past it, but it's right next to a barber shop that you can see really well.
Yeah. So just trust your GPS and read every sign. Come on.
And you'll be there.
Just go into the barber shop and go, where's the Jazzy Wishbone?
Well, the comedy's in the back. There's jazz in the front.
Right.
Yeah, so you kind of have to find it.
Yeah, I haven't been back since they put it into the back.
Oh, really? You should totally go.
Yeah,
it's fun.
There was a different host.
Oh, really?
The person that started it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the same.
It's not Kyle?
No, it was, forgetting his first name right now, Rojas.
Greg?
No, he moved away.
Oh.
I think he's still doing comedy.
Kyle's a good host, too.
Yeah, I met
Wish
Kyle.
I saw the other guy.
Yeah, I can't remember the other guy's name right now. Sorry.
Sorry.
Mr. Rojas. Let's see. Okay, so what was your family life growing up?
Oh my gosh. My mom has psychosis. And so she decided to make a fake religion when I was a kid, and my whole family followed it for like over a decade until my parents got a divorce.
Wow.
So we had to do like really crazy things, like eat specific things and not listen to certain music. I couldn't watch certain movies. Yeah, I don't know. She thought that I was like a light being because of her psychosis, and so I was homeschooled for like 4 years because of it. Yeah, but other than that, I grew up in Poway, which has a great school district. I grew up speaking Spanish. I like a dual immersion program school, which was lit, and that actually really helps me at my job. I speak Spanish at my job all the time. And I don't know, I was homeschooled for all of middle school. I worked on a farm growing up while I was homeschooled, just like cleaning horse stalls and the chicken coops. I love chickens. I love birds. We always had like dogs and cats growing up. I like to cook and bake, just because like you kind of have to also. Yeah, Poway's a really nice area to grow up in. It's very, very safe. It's pretty conservative, which to each their own.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. It was Corey Rojas. I remembered his name.
Okay, cool. I don't know him.
It's okay. Maybe he'll come and visit.
I'll look him up.
Let's see. So, what is your earliest memory?
My earliest memory? Is it okay if it's sad? I'm so sorry, everyone.
Of course.
It was,
It's usually the extreme. It's either sad or really happy. We went to Disneyland or my mom.
No, I think I was around like, God, I must have been around like 4. I don't even know how I remember this. But my dad's parents were in a nursing home in Rancho Bernardo. And I remember my mom was really stressed. And since I was a kid, I didn't know, I was 4. I didn't know how to do anything. And I remember like wanting to feed her. That's like my love language. And I got a bowl of like the crackers of goldfish. And I put water in it and a spoon. And I tried giving it to my mom. I was like, here you go. Because it's like cereal is what I was thinking.
Right.
Earliest memory.
Wow. And so what happened? Was she upset?
No.
Oh, that's good.
No. Sorry.
No, it's still an interesting story.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What else is up?
Let's see. So, do you do any other type of art? You do comedy and dancing and what else? Anything else?
I'm gonna say like baking and cooking is an art. I really like to bake. I like to work with yeast. I I think it's really interesting because you kind of like, once you get the hang of it, you don't really have to use a recipe anymore.
Have you ever made pretzels?
Yes, I have. Yay! I'll make you some pretzels. Fuck yeah. I don't know. Dance has been a really good outlet for my life, and I even have a pole in my place, so like I can dance whenever I want. It's really fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's about it. Anything else artistic? No, I'm kind of boring. I have a garden. That's not really artistic.
Well, some people might think it's artistic.
I'm growing potatoes,
Wow.
tomatoes, raspberries. I have a raspberry bush.
Dang.
What else do I have? I have a bunch of marigolds. I like flowers. Basil, kale, chard.
Wow.
It's my little garden right now.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
Let's see. So, what's the biggest audience you performed for?
Oh, nothing crazy. I just started comedy like 3 months ago. Probably. It was probably when I had a spot at Mic Drop. The whole room was full. It was probably like 60 people.
Cool.
That's about it.
That's awesome.
It was in the gold room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gold room.
It was fun.
Nice. What was the name of that show?
Oh,
Or who put it on?
McKay put it on.
Nice.
It was, you play games. I'm super blanking on the name.
Yeah, it's a new show, so
It is new. It is new.
It's not like it's major malfunction or something. Like, how can you forget that?
I'm sorry.
That's all good. So you grew up in Poway. Let's see.
Yeah, Poway's nice.
I already asked that one. That's crazy.
Crazy.
So you haven't won a comedy contest or anything like
No, I've never even done one.
that? Okay.
I got challenged, but then I got unchallenged.
What? How can you get unchallenged?
They asked me to go to the La Jolla Comedy Store for a roast battle, and then I said something along the lines of like, I'm kind of new. Can we talk about it? And then they were like, just kidding. I don't know.
Can you say who it was?
I don't want to.
Don't worry, I'll find out.
Aaron will get the goss later.
Yeah, I won't tell the audience. No, I'll forget about it. Sure. Yeah, I got a roast battle coming up, and I haven't wrote anything yet.
No. I made some pretty good freaking jokes, so I was really disappointed. Yeah.
What was the time period between asking and then saying never mind?
Short, maybe like 3 days.
But in 3 days you had like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you can like reuse those.
Oh, they're still part of my set. I just don't say his name. Yeah. Because I can like make it into my set. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So have you ever done like a writing group?
I did your writing group, and then I know there's also one on Adams Avenue that I'm gonna try and hit up at the end of this month.
Oh, is that what? I lost track of when it is.
They said it's
There's two.
the second and fourth Sunday
So
of every month.
So the other two writing groups, are they on opposite Sundays? I hope so, right? One's the first and second, and then
It's the second and fourth, I believe.
second and fourth, and the other one's the first and third.
What?
Right?
I think it's just
right?
no. I think of
No, there's
every.
two writing groups.
Because there's another list
Tight.
at.
There's Right Tight that's at Suburban Coffee House.
I'm like unaware of everything in comedy,
yeah.
to be honest.
I mean, I can look it up.
I would love that. I would love to go to more stuff.
I think that they're on opposite. Otherwise, that would be really stupid to be on the same Sunday.
Yeah.
But
Stupid things happen.
So it's true. Yeah, I had to start my own because, like, for a long time, it's hard to get off, early on Sundays.
Yeah, I mean, I live all the way in North County, so like making the drive here kind of sucks. Not gonna lie, because I work down here too, so then it's like just a lot of driving. So I would love if there were writing groups closer to me, but maybe I should just start that.
Start a North County one.
Yeah, right? Because there's comics in North County. We just all go here.
What about like have it be before Jazzy Wishbone or something and be in the back?
That could be fun.
Yeah,
I could ask Kyle and Tim if that's okay. I'm hosting a burlesque show at Jazzy.
Wow.
Shameless plug, June 20th. Tickets are $10. But some of it, they want me to dance, but I don't think I want to mix comedy and my boobs.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't think comedians need to see that unless they're paying good money for it.
Yeah, $10 isn't it?
No, exactly. Not my boobs. Someone else's.
Yeah, that's cool. Nice. Let's see. So, what's your best booking story like so far? Like how?
I've only been booked once.
Well, okay. Well, that's the best one then, right?
I think it's just because he had a crush on me. Yeah. Unfortunate. But no, I mean, super nice. I got booked just because I was going to open mics, and then his friend messaged me, I think, because he was scared.
Okay.
It's my booking story.
Sure.
Not important.
I hope that's not true because he's married. But,
No, he's not.
wait, who are we talking about again?
We're not talking about the same person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
I'm thinking of somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Thank God.
Sorry, everyone. The tea's hot.
There's no rumors.
No rumors. No one's married. No one's not married. People actually don't exist.
Whoa. Much easier.
Everything's just a figment of our imagination at this point.
Yeah. Let's see. Where is it? What's the worst thing about comedy right now?
I'm gonna say how it's a boys' club. As a woman in comedy, sometimes it kind of sucks.
Alright.
There have been times where, like, and, like, no shame to anyone. Like, I understand it's, like, the culture usually, unless you're, like, at a queer show. But, like, there have been times where I've been in, like, a group of, like, male comedians, and they'll all talk over me and then make fun of the fact that they're talking over a girl. And it's like, okay, this is, like, one of the reasons why women don't get into comedy. One time I was on an open mic, and some comedian, like, made fun of this lesbian couple and, like, their tits. And I was like, holy shit, this is why like a lot of girls don't go to comedy shows, because one, they're afraid to be picked on, which is valid, but two, the things that sometimes some comedians say can be, like, kind of out of pocket and, like, not tasteful. And I think that, like, especially makes women, like, afraid. I'm gonna say that's my least favorite thing about comedy.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
Not to sound like a bitch.
Yeah. It's very complicated because, like, comedy's subjective, and people are, especially at open mic, people are, like, trying everything.
Yeah.
And they might have, thoughts that they should just keep to themselves, but
And I've done it too.
You start being trained to, like. Also, the thing is, like, when you're trying to make comedians laugh, you're gonna go edgier and more controversial,
Yeah.
and there's people that just shouldn't do comedy. Like, it's all these things together. They should go get counseling in person, and then, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I guess I just wish that it were more, like, female dominated. Not even dominated. I just need a better mix.
right, but it's like a catch-22.
Not that there's anything wrong with men.
If every woman that felt that way, like, started actually coming to the open mics, then there could be times where there's more women than men, right?
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's hard for me to say because as a male, you know what I mean? But I would say, like, but you can even just take male and female out of it, right? Say that you go to an open mic that's in a different, like, it's Chinatown or whatever.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And, like, I keep going to it, and then, like, everyone's there just making fun of me because I'm white or whatever, and it's like, well, either I can stop going there or I could bring more white people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Am I wrong?
No. I think that's a really good point.
I mean, I know, but it's not exactly one-to-one analogy because, like.
But I know what you're talking about. I think it's hard. I think it takes like thick skin to get into comedy,
right.
And I think a lot of people can be really sensitive and like not. I'm not trying to say women are really sensitive, but I think like usually, especially the women I'm friends with, like they'll kind of take things personally and like not take it as a joke. And so like it makes me hesitant to expose my friends to comedy because I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah, definitely. And also, just for everybody out there, it's not a white thing.
No, that was just an example.
It also could be the same example, and it could be you're the one black guy going to the Chinatown, and everyone's making like, oh, you're so tall, and like that's real. That really happens. That's not that's not this.
Yeah, Taylor gets so mad when people. He's like, I'm not gonna tell you how tall I am. He's like 6'7", I think, in case anyone needs to know.
It makes sense, right? Like.
I would hate to like hurt my friends, you know what I mean? But like, I think that's just me being like uber cautious and like motherly.
Sure. Yeah.
Not that comedy's bad. Comedy's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, there are people like the Madhouse. We try to like for the open mic, like give, put the women up early.
And I appreciate that because I go to bed early.
Yeah. and different things like should be more welcoming to women because
I appreciate that.
Yeah, the podcast. I want more women to be in comedy.
Aaron's really nice. I remember because I originally was going to open mics and bringing my friends because I was pretty nervous. And then when I stopped bringing my friends, you like sat next to me the whole time and like I felt much more comfortable, to be honest. Yeah. So there are like really nice people in comedy. I don't want to sound like there isn't. But no, like there's really encouraging people, honestly. And I appreciate your company.
Oh yeah, appreciate your company as well.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing the podcast.
Oh my god, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Sorry if I'm weird.
Sorry if I'm weird.
You're so good, dog. There's totally weirder. I promise.
I've had a lot of practice of what to say and what not to say. How long to stare, how long not to stare. It's a very short window. It's way shorter than you think.
It's true.
Let's see. Oh, I already asked that question. Where am I? Oh, okay. Have you ever been in a car accident?
Oh my gosh, I got into my first car accident 2 days ago.
No way!
Yeah, and I fucking bought my car in full, so it's not even like a rental, you know what I mean? And this bitch-ass kid ran a stop sign. And I was the oncoming traffic, and the front of my car is currently crunched.
That sucks.
Fuck that kid.
Fuck that kid.
Fuck you, Cody. He ran the stop sign, and then he was crying, so I felt really bad. He was like just 18. He like graduates high school soon. Apparently he just bought his shitty little car for $1,000, which is good for you, Cody. But then he didn't want to tell his dad. And so he was like, I have no insurance. Yeah, and so I'm like fucking pissed. And I'm like, what, you just love blowing stop signs? Like, is that your hobby, my guy? But then
What are you supposed to do in that situation?
So his dad ended up showing up. So we did call the cops. Yeah. But his dad did end up showing up in a fucking Tesla. They can obviously afford insurance.
Right.
And we got it solved. But it's like, okay, it did not have to be that dramatic.
Right.
Yeah, so that was super annoying. That was my first car accident.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
That's okay.
Hopefully everything will be better.
It wasn't my fault, so my rate won't go up.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm a good driver. I was only going 35. My light just turned green. I was like turning a corner. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
There you go.
Yeah.
So do you have any merch yet?
No. Well,
Even
At the club.
There we go.
At the club, I have 2 customers who have shirts that say "I heart Eden," and Eden's my stripper name.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! So I have some guppies. I have a little fan base at the club. Not in comedy though. I've been thinking about it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's super cool. So how do you feel about social media?
I'm pretty neutral, to be honest. I don't have like many thoughts and opinions. I think it can be a great platform for businesses. Yeah. I think I'm on it too much. That's for sure. I would love to stop doom scrolling before bed. I'm trying my best.
Right.
That's it. I don't enjoy how Instagram says that thing where like you can tell when people are active. I don't like that. I like to be more incognito. I think.
Can you turn that off?
I think you can, but I'm not tech savvy. Sorry.
Don't. Sorry, all those people aren't.
True. Okay. Thanks, Aaron.
Of course. I'm not as tech savvy as I want to be.
My dad's in tech, so he's like pretty disappointed.
That's funny. So you have an Instagram though, right?
I do. I have 3.
There we go.
My main one is my regular, Jackie Van Tyne. I have my comedy one, Jackie Van Tyne Comedy. And then I have my work Instagram, Garden of Eden, 1217.
There we go.
There we go. The work one is private. You have to be accepted to the work one.
Yeah, you gotta like go to her where she works.
Yeah.
And
meet me.
High roller.
Exactly.
And then you get let me give me your phone.
Yeah. Sometimes I charge people for it.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Oops.
That's super cool.
Nice.
Whatever works, right? Everybody has their own journey.
Bro.
So like the burlesque show, is that like friends that you have?
Yeah. I have friends who do burlesque.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't do burlesque. I'm like a stripper. I don't know anything about burlesque. It's completely different.
It's definitely different. Hell yeah, that's cool. Sweet. Let's see. So, is there any questions you want to ask me?
Oh my gosh. How long have you been doing comedy again?
Over 6 years, but it was hard to do it during lockdown.
Oh. Where'd you start?
So I first open mic was at the Madhouse at the other location.
Other location?
Used to be up at the mall. What's it called again? It's not that far from here.
UTC?
No, you know this parking structure over here?
Yeah.
And then if you keep going over here,
Petco Park area?
There was, I don't even remember what it was called. But they're reconstructing it. You know, you just go down this street here and over there.
I'm sorry.
I can't even remember.
That's okay.
Anyway, it used to be close by, but up at the top, and it was like a maze. Like they designed a lot of malls like casinos, but the problem with that is that people are like, I don't want to go there because it's like a catch-22 because the casinos can get away with it because people want to win money. Mm-hmm. So if they make it confusing to get out, the people still come. But if you make a mall that way, people stop coming because they're like,
how the fuck do we get out of this place?
How do I even go over there? I can see the store, but how do I get there?
Yeah.
And people just get frustrated.
That's real as fuck.
So that was pretty stupid design of the mall.
This is a great location.
Yeah.
I like this spot.
So you got this
on the corner. Everyone can see it.
It's expensive.
Oh, I believe that. I mean, it's downtown.
What are you gonna do? But it's really nice to park people in. Yeah. But I did an open mic at a comedy contest, and it just happened to be a holiday, and I did like a podcast thing, the things I was doing for the podcast didn't really transfer that well over, and I didn't do it for a while. But once I started doing it, I was like, definitely got addicted. And I wish I started comedy earlier because I started like at 47. So
yeah,
there you go.
You were a funny kid.
Yeah, like it was like a middle child, so I wanted to like
the forgotten child.
Yeah. And Gen X, the forgotten generation. No, it's fine.
It's true.
It's fine. We're all like, go ahead.
Yeah, keep us out of this. Yeah. People really just care about the boomers and Gen Z.
And millennials and
Yeah.
Gen Z and
Yeah, you're freaking lucky, my guy.
Yeah, just not mention Gen X. Yeah. Yeah.
You want to hear a crazy story?
Absolutely. This is what we're here for.
My worst night at the strip club. This story is insane. So there's this guy, and then he's like, okay, let's go get a dance in VIP. VIP is 15 minutes. It's $100. It's 5 songs. And so we go in the back, and all of a sudden he goes, oh my God, you remind me of my daughter. Huh? And so I'm like, super creeped out, and I'm like, okay, I'm like that's a weird thing to say, but like I want this $100 for this 15 minutes.
It's not like he became
no,
his daughter.
he also, we looked nothing alike, so I'm like, where did he get his daughter from?
Right.
And then he tries to touch my coochie, and I was like, hey, like that's not allowed, like I don't let people do that. And then he said, I already did. So what are you going to do about it? And I was like, goodbye. And I took his money and I told my manager and I got him kicked out. Yeah. And so I go and I sit down on the couch and I'm like, God, that shit sucked, right? I'm like annoyed. And every weekend my club has a porn star like perform on the stage. And this one weekend it was like the National Deep Throater or whatever the fuck her name is. And she had like this double-sided dildo. And I'm new to stripping. I started this was probably when I'd been stripping for like 5 months. Okay. I didn't know that when there's a porn star on the stage, do not go close to the stage because they will call you over to perform for free. And so she calls me to the stage and I'm thinking, she has this double-sided dildo. I'm thinking, we're just gonna like kiss the tips or whatever. I'm like so naive. I go to the stage. She shoved it down my throat without saying anything.
Oh my goodness.
And the room was so full. It was so full you couldn't even walk. There was probably like almost 100 people in there. And you hear me go, and then the whole room goes, and I'm like, okay, fuck my fucking life. I'm just gonna sit on the couch and mind my own goddamn business. Sit on the couch. This kid comes up next to me. He's like, can I have a dance? I'm pissed, but I'm like, sure. I'm at work. I'll give you a fucking $20 dance. Whips his dick out. First 5 seconds. I was like, I'm going home. That was all in the span of half an hour. All in the span of half an hour. I looked at my manager. I was like, this is too much. And he looked at me. He was like, you have a magnet on you or something tonight. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I had to get 2 people kicked out that night. It was crazy, honestly. It's character building. Yeah. Makes me more confident to deal with shit, honestly.
Yeah. So do they just trust your word, or they watch the video, or?
Honestly, they just trust my word. I'm a pretty good worker, and I can uphold my boundaries very well with the customers, so usually it doesn't get that far. It only gets that far if they disrespect the boundaries that I already told them.
Sure.
Yeah, so like if I say that something's wrong, my managers know that it's really serious.
Sure.
You know? We have a really good relationship too. All I have to do is like look at them and point to a person and they'll kick them out. Yeah, I love my club.
That's great.
Yeah. That was my worst night at the club. Best night at the club.
Yeah.
Made $2,200.
There you go.
That's probably never gonna happen again. Hopefully, please, please, anyone.
Maybe if you get famous enough.
Dude, for real, tax season made us very slow. So you have to like really cherish the good days because sometimes you don't leave with money if you're not the best stripper.
Sure.
Sometimes there's no customers.
Right.
Like it's just empty. And that's crazy. Because you're an independent contractor, you're like paying for a slot there, you know?
You're paying for a slot.
They get 30% of my dances and I pay a house fee.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, but it's like you pay the club $300, you leave with $1,000. Or you pay the club $80, you leave with like $200.
Okay.
So it's worth it. Some girls get like mad at the payout. But as someone who was wiping ass for 80 hours a week to pay their rent, I really love working at a strip club.
All right. So how many hours on average do you have to work to pay your bills?
It really depends. I also like, I have a Cash App that people will just send me money on too, just like randomly, which I appreciate. So like it depends. I don't know. Anywhere between like 15 to 35 a week. It's pretty good. It's fun. But I did just have to pay like $3,000 for my teeth. So I was working a whole bunch. I was working a lot. I was working full time at the club in stilettos.
Yeah, but are you saving up money for?
Yes. Yeah. No, I would like to have equity. Neither one of my parents has equity. My sisters don't really have equity yet. So I would love to own property one day. I've started a high yield savings account like my first couple months stripping, and then I want to get into like stocks, honestly, and like investing. And I think I want to invest in like makeup and hair stuff because that's the shit that I use, and I know a lot of other people use it.
Right.
They say
I use an app called Stash, and it makes it really easy.
Fuck yeah. I'm gonna look at that. Thank you.
I'll send you my referral code.
Oh yeah. Hey, get that like $10 or whatever the fuck.
It's never worked yet. You actually like it. Well, the thing I like about it is like it's even easier than it was before. Like they have this thing called Smart Portfolio, where they'll just automatically balance your account for you. You know, because you should be diversified.
Look at you.
Yeah. But you know,
Where did you grow up?
Santa Rosa.
Where's that?
It's an hour more north of San Francisco.
Okay, cool. Where are your parents from?
Let's see. Well, that's a lot. Like my stepdad, which is, you know, I grew up with as my dad. Like he was from Santa Rosa.
What about your mom?
Like Washington.
Oh.
Born like right over the border of Oregon into Washington.
Is that like city or country? Great descriptive words.
It's not really city that much, no.
Okay, super country.
A little bit more country. Yeah.
Love. Are you a city or a country guy?
I like the city.
I like the country. I can't do the city. It's too busy. It's too loud. And it smells like fucking piss.
Like, you just gotta have a good location.
True. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but I like outdoors and such. It's nice to be able to like go somewhere and go for a hike. You know?
Yeah. I'm over by like San Marcos. Have you ever been over there?
Yeah, I used to live in San Marcos.
Oh, love. Okay, I think you told me that. Yeah, no, San Marcos is really nice.
Yeah, when I first moved to Southern California, my older sister, I moved in with her when I was 18. And,
cute.
We lived in San Marcos, and then we moved to Escondido, and then where else? And we ended up back in Oceanside for.
I love Oceanside.
Yeah,
Oceanside's really cool.
Yep. So where would you live if you could? What was your ideal city?
God. Honestly, I don't even know. I'm really comfortable where I'm at right now. I'm really happy. Yeah, I'm like on a 1/4 acre of land on some studio on someone's property. It's the best. Yeah, I'd probably still want to live where I live now.
Cool.
Yeah.
There you go. That works.
Yeah. I'm content.
Nice.
Yeah. Probably the happiest I've ever been in my entire life.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, stripping, comedy, living by myself. I just got a cat. Just got a car. 23.
You just gotta get your car fixed.
Yeah, I just have to fucking fix my cracked bumper.
Damn it.
Fuck you, Cody. Should I make shirts with his face on it? Sorry, I'm crazy.
That's all good. Yeah, but have it be all cracked, like his face, like your bumper.
Maybe.
Just a crazy idea. So now that you're in comedy, are you watching more comedy or?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I have the attention span of a goldfish.
Okay.
So if I'm watching something, I'm probably also doing something with my hands and like half paying attention. Yeah. So even if I was watching comedy, I probably wouldn't remember any of it.
Okay.
I know, I kind of suck. I need to like I do watch Kill Tony, but I feel like that's kind of like brain rot comedy sometimes because it's like just a minute. But it's really taught me a lot about punchlines and how to deliver.
Sure.
Because you have some bad examples, but you also have some pretty good examples on that show. And I think like, especially now, everyone's attention span is so small. I think that 1 minute is like a really good idea. You know?
Yeah. It'd definitely be hard to recreate that show.
Yeah. It would just be like a lame spin-off and everyone would be like, it's not the real thing.
Yeah.
ACC could totally do it though. If they had a live stream, I'd watch it.
Yeah, makes sense. Then have a panel and get roasted. And
that'd be funny. The host, what's the host's name again?
Nathan Donovan.
He would roast the fuck out of people and it would be hilarious.
Right. But like some women complain that like he makes jokes about another woman comic or
I'm already prepared for those jokes. Yeah. And I'm aware that those jokes are gonna happen. So I try. One of my favorite sayings for when I'm really stressed and I don't like what people say is my friend Annika taught me it. Her mom would say it to her. She goes, "Water off a duck's back," and not just like let it roll off, you know. So it's not a big deal, you know what I mean? It's just one comment out of like a bajillion million, and like if you're badass, you can dish it back. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I think it's a matter of like give and take.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Let's see. So, how many minutes of comedy do you have right now, you think?
Like 5.5. I don't have that much.
There you go. Keep doing it.
Yeah. More jokes. I did just make a joke about beer because I'm going to be performing at 2 breweries in June.
Wow.
It's about Coors Light. You don't drink. Did you ever try Coors Light? You ever try it?
Yeah, Coors Light.
It's shit beer.
It's really bad.
It's ass beer, yeah. And my joke is about how it's like that ex that you can't get rid of. It's at every party. All your friends have tried it. It's really fucking cheap, but you keep going back because it's familiar and comforting. But at the end of the night, it still tastes like piss.
Yeah.
That's Coors Light.
Definitely.
Coors Light and that ex you can't get rid of.
Yeah, there's a lot of beers like that.
Yeah, Bud Light. Disgusting. More of a Mexican lager girly.
Okay.
I like Modelo's and Coronas.
Cool.
I'm not an IPA girl.
Right, yeah. I was, when I did drink, I was drinking like IPAs and stuff like that.
Really? They're so
now,
bitter.
It's an acquired taste, I guess.
That's what they all say. Every IPA drinker says that.
But it's weird because like it's not like I had to like something about your tastes change over time.
True. I used to not like olives.
Yeah.
No, I love
so
them.
I think it just was a matter of trying it again. Like
A couple
now
years
I'm
later.
30. I think it became popular at the right time because it was just when I didn't really even start drinking until I was like 24, 25. And then I was drinking whatever was cheap.
Real.
And this IPA boom wasn't really that popular yet.
So IPAs were cheap.
As it started getting popular, by the time people weren't saying, "Oh, you should drink this IPA," because it just wasn't around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then by the time it came around, I was like old enough it was like, "Oh, this is good."
Oh yeah.
And it'd be like, "Oh, this beer doesn't taste like some
water."
So.
Yeah. Well, do you like Modelo's? Were you drinking those? Or was that more of an expensive beer at the time?
I would sometimes drink Corona.
Coronas are nice.
Yeah.
A little lime.
Modelo. I don't really remember drinking Modelo's.
I love Modelo's. Modelo Negro. That's my favorite.
I don't even think that beer. I don't think you could get that at the time.
Dang.
Yeah, the 90s. It's like I'm old.
I wasn't even born yet.
There we go.
I was born in 2001. Twin Towers era. But I was born in December, so I was right after it.
Right, but there's no way that anybody would remember that. Right? A few months old. I don't remember stuff. It was a few months old that happened.
True.
Yeah. So, did your parents listen to music when you grew up?
My dad.
Did
Lots of Beatles, the
that
Beastie
influence
Boys.
on you, or-
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. I love music. I do like the old stuff, The Police.
She likes the Police.
No.
The band, okay.
Can't believe you would do that to me, Aaron. No, yeah, I don't know. My dad grew us up on a lot of old things, but when I got older, I started getting more into like local punk shows. And now at the club, I usually dance to like a lot of Nirvana, Incubus, the Deftones, sometimes a little Pearl Jam, but only specific Pearl Jam songs.
Yeah, I got tired of their song in a while. Not this story again.
Dude, no, for real. It's like, okay, that kind of sounds like the last album, my guy. No, but like, no, sorry. No, I didn't mean to disrespect Pearl Jam like that.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Everybody's taste. Oh, yeah.
What do you listen to?
I listen to a lot, but there's this one Pandora station I made over years, and I just have curated it a lot. It was based off the song, Moloko song called "Sing It Back."
Okay.
Yeah, it sounded like I like electronic
EDM?
music. Like a little bit, but it's like electronic music with like women's voices that are beautiful and they're like talking about
good things.
Nice things.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, put it there.
Yeah.
I love women talking about nice things and angelic voices with good beats.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good time. I've been thinking about trying to DJ, making my own beats.
Nice.
I feel like I need more hobbies. I don't have a TV. I'm not a big TV person. Hence the bad attention span.
Right. You think a TV helps you have attention span?
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot sit down and watch a show at all.
Right.
But I can like put my head down in a recipe, you know what I mean? If I'm like doing something with my hands, I can continue. But if it's just like, if I'm just sitting there watching something, oh my God, I'm thinking about like 10 other things.
Sure.
No? Do you resonate?
I think for me, like if I'm watching something really good, then that really helps.
That's true. What's really good to you?
Andor just finished. I was watching The Last of Us.
The Last of Us was good.
That just
I
ended.
agree.
And I was watching Handmaid's Tale.
I heard that was good.
That is last episode is going to play this week, I think.
Very fun. Very fun. I don't really like to watch TV because sometimes it makes me anxious that I could be doing other things with my time.
Sure.
But then it's like, I'll spend that time on my phone, so it's like, how productive are you really, bitch?
Sure. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I want to learn how to make music more.
Oh.
As well.
You like making music?
Yeah, definitely. I want to do...
Like beats, guitar, instruments?
Everything. I
Okay.
don't know. It's like a catch-22 because, like, there's programs that make it sound good, but it's like I want to know...
Why it sounds good?
I almost want it to, like, have a program that doesn't do that, you know?
Make it sound bad.
Not that it make it sound bad, but it would, like, before there was those programs, people would have to, like, make it sound good on their own.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do that.
From scratch.
Because there are times, too, where it's like, it's syncing it up, and it's like, well, that's not exactly how I want it to sound. It's, like, hard to explain.
Do you know Doja Cat?
I don't know them personally.
When she started doing music, she made all of her own beats. Now she doesn't, but she has some pretty good beats on her beginning albums. Pretty cool.
Like I think I just need to get like a better program.
What do you make beats on?
I've used different apps, and the latest one is like GarageBand. But also, like, I need to, like, learn how to use it because, like, I've made stuff and then go, how did I do that? I can't even do it again.
Yeah.
You're just in the zone and you're, like, doing it.
I really want a DJ board. I think I'm going to get like a little deck.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I should have got a loop pedal. I saw a loop pedal a long time ago, and I was like, oh, that seems like something I want. I still haven't got one. Yeah.
I hope you do.
Yeah, any day now. Any day now. Maybe today. No, I don't know. I gotta stop spending money.
Real. Our consumerism in America is crazy.
Yeah. So if anybody has anything free, I'm looking for a guitar.
Do you ever go on Facebook Marketplace? They have a whole section of free stuff.
Really?
Yeah. You should totally look at it.
Okay.
Yeah. I get everything off Facebook Marketplace. I got my freaking apartment off of Facebook Marketplace.
For free?
I wish. I super wish.
Yeah. I need a guitar. I don't want to have to spend money on it though.
Acoustic, electric.
Just acoustic to start off with, I guess.
Love.
Or maybe like acoustic where you could plug it.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
I had an energy drink. I don't know why I just yawned.
Well, that happens. Maybe not enough.
I did not get enough sleep. I went out last night.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, honestly, I don't really go out much, and I think we were out for too long. You know what I mean? So I was a bit tired at the end, but it was fun. It was someone's birthday, but I'm not super close to them, so I don't really know them that well, but I'm not a huge drinker. I'm a big lightweight, and everyone kept being like, drink. And it's kind of annoying when you have to be like, no, like one beer, I'm fucked. Like, please, I can't.
Yeah, that's not the good kind of...
No.
I could.
Yeah. But it's okay. I'm a big girl. I don't really mind, like, standing up for myself at all, ever. They didn't have any bad intentions. They just wanted to have fun, and I was, like, sobering up, you know?
Yeah.
But I like to be sober. I don't really like to be, like, super messed up. You know what I mean? I think I'm kind of a bitch when I'm drunk.
Well, there you go. You gotta know yourself.
Gotta know yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So, did you enjoy the podcast?
I did enjoy the podcast. I really like your questions.
Thanks.
Very interesting.
I'll make it even better next time.
Oh, yeah.
So, we'll end the podcast, and then we'll do a quick promo.
Okay.
All right. This has been Comedy
Or Worse.
Okay, bye.
Bye.